Welcome to episode number 127 of the Eavesdrop podcast, award-winning Eavesdrop podcast. We have legendary ZLaner in the house. My brother, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for coming to the major.
Yes, sir.
Are you excited? First one ever?
Yeah, dude. The energy last night, absolutely incredible. And it's not even like the pack night, from what I've heard.
No, it's Thursday. Everything that you saw, and I didn't want to be tweeting. One of the things that I started to do almost a decade ago is I never overhype something unless it's in the moment. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Unless it's in the moment, unless there's competition happening, you can talk about all the good that Optic's doing. I don't do it. I wouldn't do it on a Tuesday. No. You know what I mean? That's just not me. It just sounds too much. Of course I'm gonna love Optic. I'm biased. Mm-hmm. But if you're doing it in the term competition and it's happening, then it's acceptable. I've realized. This episode is brought to you by Honey, DoorDash, Surfshark, and Wealthfront, and I'll tell you a little bit more about them later on in the podcast. Zach, ZLaner, how do you want me to address you?
You can
Z?
Whatever you want. Z. A lot of people call me Z.
Yeah, a lot of people, Hitch calls you Z. He's like, Z. And I'm like, Z, Laner. He's like, the Laner is silent. Who are you today?
Who am I? Wow. We're starting with the good questions. Dude, I'm just someone that loves to game and entertain people. Yeah. And I've somehow been able to make it a career, and I'm very fortunate about that. So yeah, for that, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, and I love to do it. What do you do on is there anything else that you do aside from game? What are your other passions that your hobbies? Yeah, outside of gaming, I mean, I game quite often, so it doesn't leave too much time. But I mean, I've always loved music. I grew up doing a lot of music as well, and I think that's one of the things that actually helped me with getting into streaming even to begin with. I played, before I even started streaming, I started streaming when I was maybe, I think I was 19. Yeah, I'm 23 now. 24, I think. I didn't know my age.
You're 19 or 24? That's a big gap.
No. I was 19 when I started. I'm 24 now. I think I was 19, 20. And before that, I played music most of my life. I did from when I was, for
garage bands? And
lots of across Canada, across the US. I was on a TV show for a little bit. Stuff like that. And I
Which TV show?
It was called The Launch, and it was just a Canadian version of
American
The
Idol?
Voice, American Idol, all that kind of stuff, right? And
do you play guitar?
Yeah, play guitar, sing, and I did that for quite some time, and I think it helped with a lot of the entertainment skills, just feeling good, being outside of the bubble, you know what I mean? Getting on a stage, being in front of people, and it definitely helped with talking and getting used to that. And I took that, and then my passion for gaming, which I've just always absolutely loved, and started streaming.
Yeah, but those same artistic abilities, or being able to be good in front of a crowd, being able to be do public speaking, mm-hmm. Those don't necessarily always come with the ability to have hand-eye coordination the way that you do. You're not just you're not just playing. You're fucking you have those talents.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I ever since I was a kid, when I was grinding music insanely, every time I come home from a show, every time in the background for what people didn't see, I was probably putting twice the amount of time, 3 times the amount of time into gaming, and sometimes more than probably.
When you say gaming, are you saying Call of Duty or gaming?
Gaming in general, man. I mean, growing up, I played Call of Duty most of. I started with. My dad got an Xbox when I was 5, and me and my brother and my dad, we played Halo 2, Halo 3. Those were the 2 games that got me into gaming, and then more so Halo 3. And then, after that, it was COD 4, World at War, every COD up until, man, when did I sort of slow down with that? I think maybe Infinite, I want to say maybe, is when I slowed down with COD. And then I was in high school at the time, so I was kind of I still was gaming, but was going out a little bit more, getting a little more social. Yeah. And then when I started gaming hard again, I was a big fan of League of Legends, stuff like that for a bit. But when I started streaming Fortnite, and then when Warzone came out, jumped back to COD, and it's super crazy how everything's kind of come full circle, because Call of Duty is definitely the game that I have put the most hours into across all the titles, obviously.
Yeah.
No question. Yeah.
Which game did you start with?
COD 4.
COD 4?
Yeah.
Best one. I mean, remastered, arguably the better one. What do you think is the best Call of Duty of all time?
Dude, that's a tough, man. Every time I tell people my list, I feel like you can't just be like, I feel like a few of them have like their...
There's only one right answer.
Is there only one right answer?
You guys are wrong.
Well, you've already said COD 4.
Yeah.
That's the right answer?
Yeah.
Man, I feel like there's 3 categories. So like the best competitive COD, Black Ops 2.
Sure.
Okay, best pub stomping COD for me was Modern Warfare 3. Yes. And the most nostalgic COD, the one that everyone will just say is the best one because they, you know what I mean?
Modern Warfare 2.
MW2. That's my list, but yeah.
You know what it is? It's an age thing, right? Like it's a second iteration of what gaming is when it came to multiplayers. Yeah, so I can see why, right? Because of your age group. Like Hitch will say Modern Warfare 2. Everybody in Face will say Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? But they missed that hardcore, uber competitive Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty 4 that was happening then. And you may argue that the talent back then wasn't as good as it is right now. And sure, that could be a truth. But it doesn't mean that it wasn't competitive back then.
Of course not.
Right? It doesn't... There couldn't be a Scump. There couldn't be a Shotzi. There couldn't be a Dashy. There couldn't be like these players if the Rambos, Mercs, Big Timers, and Dodgers and all of these other legends from Call of Duty 4 didn't happen.
100%.
Now in Call of Duty 4, you also have to put into consideration from a competitive standpoint, what was more competitive between COD 4 PC Pro Mod or Black Ops 2? Right? Because we say that everybody's all like, they live in a sheltered bubble where they didn't experience watching the Fanatics, watching the H2Ks, watching legendary snipers like Stevie, like my fucking boy Climax Zoo, who's like I believe the best sniper that's ever touched the scope, and they immediately go to Call of Duty 2 because that's what was popular and that's what was on YouTube. Black Ops 2, sorry, that goes on that. But there was like a massive, super uber competitive PC scene that wasn't big on YouTube, and it was happening simultaneously as Call of Duty 4 YouTube snipers sort of became a thing. Welcome, right? So I don't know. I can't. As a guy that's been here since Call of Duty 2, I find it hard to even argue with the hitches, with the, you know what I mean?
Of course, and with me, like I wasn't around. I didn't. I was still in diapers. I don't know. No, but I was in diapers. But I was never. I never played COD 2. Never. Like I said, started with COD 4, and I absolutely love that game too, man. I think that's a phenomenal Call of Duty. I think, like it's so hard to rank. I mean, it's all personal preference. Too, you know what I'm saying? And it's all the ones that we had the best memories with. You know what I mean? Some people like absolutely love some CODs, other people absolutely hate. And
well, look, when Remastered came out, it came out during Infinite Warfare, which we won a championship, the World Championship in. But I was playing Call of Duty 4 that entire season, Remastered, and I can tell you that it was better than anything that I had played. But like it was good, right? The people that didn't like it were people that just didn't know how to fucking play the game, and they hated being naded by Nick Merckx and the Amp Fam and all of the the Huskers and all these people that were running pockets.
Oh yeah, the S&D wagers and stuff, dude. Did anyone during that time for the players, like on the competitive scene, having to play Infinite all the time, that must have been tough, man.
Yeah,
like, not getting to like be able to grind such a like legendary game. Remaster, I guess. I mean, they could, from time to time.
Formal picked up the controller once and played Call of Duty 4 with the fucking Barrett 50 cal and was fucking distraught. I was so mad. Had never touched the game ever, and here he comes in just like doom doom doom.
He had never touched the game up until.
Never touched Call of Duty 4.
Because he started with Halo,
right?
He
started with Halo.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, and then I think he started in Ghosts. I literally just had the podcast with him. I don't know which one he told me. I think it was Ghosts. and it was like a different set of sort of skills that make me realize every single day how different they are in comparison to somebody like me who's more of a casual player, above average casual player.
There you go. Above average casual. Yeah. It's a good division to be in.
Listen, it is. I mean, you say what you want, but I'll shit on people. No, I don't care. I don't care. You know
I saw the most recent video Optic did. You had that insane play on Caldera. That was clean.
That's average. You know what I mean? Like I do once a game.
You got above average from that.
Yeah, sure. I mean, people just get surprised because of my age, but I do that shit like I'm the reg. The thing is like when we played, and this is a thing. This is an actual thing. When we had this sort of like after school league that had the pink wall, which was Legion, Pomage. Who else was on there? Legion, Pomage. No offense, please, if I forgot your name. Legion, Pomage. Drifter, and then and T Martin was saying it too. Like there was a bunch of people, and we had this like after school league that it was like sub brands. We had the Old Men of Optic, we had TST, we had them, and we had other people. But when we played TST, and TST will talk shit nonstop, right? Because they beat us, but they didn't beat me. You know what I mean? I dropped 10 on their head. I was getting fucking aces on them. Look it up. It's all recorded.
I believe it. I believe that.
Hitch will always be like, yeah, we beat you. I'm like, well, you beat Hutch, who had a fucking thumbs up reticle when he fucking fought you. You know what I mean?
Oh my
so they tend to forget that they get shit on consistently by a 42-year-old that knows way better and way more about Call of Duty.
They need to be humbled.
And how to be humble. Above all, not just handsome, but humble. You know what I mean? I was blessed to be all of the above. All right, so which did you play Blackout at all?
A little bit. So I was streaming Fortnite at the time when Blackout came out. Fortnite was still absolutely massive. It still is. Still a big game. But yeah, I was still grinding Fortnite. Hopped on Blackout a little bit. I probably would have enjoyed Blackout more if I was back on the sticks, because I play Fortnite on mouse and keyboard. And no?
I'm gonna tell you why no.
Nah?
Blackout, it was easier to navigate the inventory with a keyboard and mouse.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because when you get to the bag, it opens the thing up, and to scroll like with your thumb or with your D-pad, and then select and drop, like it was easier just with the mouse.
I hear you on that. Yeah, because Apex looting system where you gotta walk up to the crate and stuff. I see, people mouse and keyboard, they're like stutter stepping while they're looting, doing all that stuff, and able to quickly do whatever. But I've gotten to a point now where I can do it pretty quick on the controller. You know what I mean? I can do it decently fast. But I can't. No, you can't move. But you got like sit there. But you just get what you need and you get out. You know what I mean? Yeah. When I first started playing that game, I was super slow with it. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked.
Yeah, no, just at one point though, the ability to be able to like be moving around as you're moving, like that just points to the fact that keyboard is easier to use than mouse.
That settles the debate, man. Right? That settles it right there. No, but Blackout, I played it for maybe the first like month it was out, and then kind of like I was still playing Fortnite heavily, so so I sort of jumped back on that train. But
and currently you're playing on what? On controller or on
controller? Yeah.
Okay. When did you make that switch back?
I made that switch back for Warzone. So because I just thought to myself, I was like, I grew up playing COD my whole life on controller. Yeah. Xbox 360, and then I was just like, I should pick it back up.
Bro, we played with Barton recent, like actually this week. We played one session of Warzone with Bart. What am I saying? What's his name? Bartologist. Yeah, Bart.
Yeah.
Barto. What the fuck? What Barton, right?
Well, people call him like Barto, right? Barton.
Yeah, Barto Bartholomew is what I was calling him. Anyway, we played with him, and he was on controller.
Okay.
And he was, obviously, we're playing, quads, and Diesel, Hutch, and I are sticking together as we do because, whatever. Hutch just loves to travel. And fucking this dude was just going off on his own, dropping 20s. You know what I mean? We were over here. I'm at like 13. Hutch is at like 7. You know what I mean? Because he doesn't have it like me.
Doesn't have the ability.
But immediately after we done playing on Tuesday, Hutch and Diesel are like, I'm playing on controller too. I'm going to go back to it. Like, obviously, Barton is dropping fucking 20s because of the aim assist. So they go back to it. And sure enough, Diesel within like 3 games is like, yeah, I don't even know why I'm doing this experiment. I'm done with this experiment, and goes back to mouse and keyboard. He started on a controller too, but Hutch has been sticking with it, and you know you can tell. Actually, no, he didn't. He quit too, and he's back on mouse and keyboard.
That's so funny because all you guys grew up obviously playing console, and then they wanted to switch to the mouse and keys. Yeah. Even though in my opinion, I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like there's some crazy fraggers on mouse and keyboard. But then, like, you know, I don't know. COD came. It was a console game forever. Obviously, it's gonna feel good on the controller. You know what I mean, so it's I don't know.
Was it hard for you to go back to it? What do you play on PlayStation controller?
Yeah, I play on the PlayStation controller now. And it was pretty good. I went instantly back to claw, and then just.
Oh, you played claw from the beginning?
Yeah, when I was like, this is gonna sound crazy, but when I was like, when I first picked up a controller, I picked it up like claw. Like I didn't hold it like normally. Yeah. So I just always played that way, and then found out that it was just was a thing to do, and it was good to do.
My daughter, who's 12 years old, her Switch, she plays claw.
And there you go, dude. My friend, this is even crazier. So I play with a guy named Destroy, incredible player. We compete a lot together for a lot of the tourneys, and he plays with his headset on backwards.
So it's a thing.
His left. So no, but he didn't try to do this. I don't think there's any advantage to doing this.
No.
But when he first put the headset on, when he started gaming, he put it on backwards. So everything coming from his left is on his right. Everything coming from his right is on his left. That's how he plays all the time.
I don't know how that works though.
I don't, dude.
To this day, like every single time Dylan Envoy used to tell me that
he does that too.
Yeah,
dude.
That's why when you said, I'm like, it's a thing. Then
when D told me that, I lost. I was like, there's no way.
The thing is that in high school, I saw in one of the classes, I saw a documentary or a test study or something of people wearing goggles that made them look upside down. Mm-hmm. Right, and by the time, and this is 20 years ago that I was in high school. By the time that they woke up the following day with the goggles on, the brain had already flipped it back to normal with the goggles on. So when they took off the goggles, it was upside down again. Okay, and then after a sleep, they would go back to normal without the goggles. As that, it happened. 100% saw it in high school. I'm not bullshitting. Okay, so. So I do believe that there is a possibility in which your brain flips it for you.
Oh, no, for sure. That's got to be the way. That makes me almost think too that like when they're just chilling here, like chilling, no headset on, they probably hear someone coming in the right, they look to the left. You know what I mean? That'd be hilarious.
That is weird. That's exactly what I'm saying.
That'd be crazy.
That's why I find it hard to believe that it's a thing. That's why to this day, in Envoy, like one of my favorite players that has ever played for me, fucking good human, good dude, like nothing bad to say to him. But I still to this day, I'm like, you're bullshitting. You're fucking bullshitting. Dylan, you're bullshitting. I don't believe you. So Destroy bullshitting too. I don't believe you. They did something because I don't believe it, man. Like
it's crazy. It is crazy. I had the same exact reaction when he told me. It's insane. It
makes no sense to me how
it doesn't, because with at least with claw, at least holding the controller differently than what like the normal way to hold a controller. At least that like you actually are giving yourself an advantage doing that. You know, like keeping your thumbs on the thumbsticks, and it's like.
Ever heard of Scuff?
Oh yeah, I've heard
scuffgaming.com. Use code HECZ at checkout.
Oh, you could also use code ZLaner. I mean, only if you want. If you don't want, if you want to like sometimes switch it up.
If you want to save time and use 4 letters for the code, you know, obviously use HECZ. But if you want to take your time and have time,
an extra letter,
use an extra 1 letter. I don't know. I think claw for me, it just never made sense. I'm old, man. Like old habits die hard, and I don't play tactical. I still play whatever. What is it called?
Just default. Like default. I do too. Actually, I always like. I don't know, man. I feel like I'm too far gone. Like if there are actual any wrist like injury implications with it, I've been doing it for like ever since I've been like 5. So I feel like it's just.
Do you play inverted or regular?
Like regular, yeah.
Bro, Aches, verify this, but Aches plays inverted. ZLaner plays inverted. Dude. I don't know a lot of like more people that play inverted, but there's like I think Aches is the only player that has ever played inverted, and he was nasty. Imagine if he played regular. Like
I think Doc plays inverted for some reason. Or maybe he joked about it one time.
No, bro, it wouldn't surprise me. There's a bunch of people that do play inverted.
Dude, that is so weird to me.
But in Halo, yeah. That's why. Yeah. And you know what's crazy is that I remember playing Call of Duty 2, and the reason that I bought Call of Duty 2, but I remember playing Call of Duty 2 at the stand at GameStop, and it was inverted, and I was like, I don't like it. I'm not gonna play this game,
dude. That's kind of weird. Which Halo was inverted?
This one, the up and down, right?
It was so like you look up, but you go look down.
Yeah, if you look up,
yeah,
your thing.
Yeah.
It's like driving a plane.
Yeah, but which Halo was that? Because Oh, Halo CE was like that. Okay, see, there you go. That makes sense because I play Halo 2 and Halo 3. I did play Halo CE 2, but like the campaign and stuff a few years after Halo 2 and Halo 3. So yeah, no, that's just
cool. I mean, if you look at people's configurations on controllers, like they're all different. Like the hotkeys that people use on the mouse and keyboard have to be the same also.
Oh yeah,
right. Yeah. Because if you ask Jordan General, like his button configuration, I don't even want to start. I don't even want to start saying it. Like this dude has you cannot play on his account. Impossible to play his account. Not that I tried.
Shoots with his D-pad or something.
Bro, yeah. But everything that he does, like this is the type of dude that's like looks at every single detail of competition and mechanics and like goes through what works best for him, and he goes through it. But it was like one of the weirdest shit when he started telling me. I'm like, he's like one paddle in the back does this, and the other shit I was just like, that's crazy. So tell me a little bit about the competition side of this thing, right? Like you grew up being a competitive person. Did you play sports or anything?
100%. I think for me, whenever I played growing up, I mean, I had a big group of friends that all play video games too that I went to school with, and my mindset was always just like, and I never made this vocal to everyone, like I need to be better than you, but I wanted to be better than everybody that I knew for sure. And so, yeah, man, I just love video games, man. Ever since I was a kid, I would stay up, like, I would go to like middle school and be passing out at, kids don't do this, but, I would like pass out. They'd call my parents in like I'm talking preschool, like young age, because I just snuck downstairs and played Xbox all night. From like a very young age.
To sleep? Yeah. At school. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And no kids watch this podcast. You're good.
We're good. So, but no joke. Like I'm pretty sure there was a time where I was like in grade 1 or 2 and I had like snuck downstairs as like a child and been like trying to sneak down and play video games. And apparently my dad told me like a few years back, he said, whenever you used to sneak down and play video games, like there were times that a lot of the times I knew and just would let you go and do your thing because you really wanted to. So that was good for him. That was very nice of him.
That was super cool of him. Yeah,
that was super cool. Yeah, we used to game a lot together. I mean, we used to have like our game night. We call it the boys' night. It's just like me and my brother. My brother would be playing like RuneScape in the corner on the computer. Me and my dad would be playing Halo duos. And then he told me I would always do this thing too where if we would ever start losing, because if we would ever start losing, I'd be like, all right, I'm going to go to bed. Like, I'm too tired. And then he'd get off. Like, we'd all go to bed. And then I'd come back down to play.
Yeah. Because you were carrying his like dad.
I mean, he was great.
How old's your dad?
He was great. He is in his like late 40s now.
Late 40s. Yeah. Like 42.
Or like mid 40. Yeah, 42.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's got skills then, right?
He's got skills. He plays Warzone now too. We play from time to time. Like I'll stream it. We'll play from time to time. Everyone freaking absolutely loves him.
Hell yeah. And what does he play on?
He plays on controller. Yeah, he plays on controller too.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Keep it alive, man. Don't let it die.
No, it did die for like years and years and years. He played, I mean, life gets in the way, whatever, but he played, we played tons of Halo growing up, and then he stopped for quite some time, and he just recently picked up Warzone maybe like a year ago, and he's addicted. He loves it again. He loves it.
I walk in, I'll see my daughter on her Switch. I'm like, Liv, video games will get you nowhere. Get into a book, read a book, and she'll be like,
that's the biggest troll of all time.
Yeah, no, she's a good kid. I want to talk about how you became the duo, or how Dr. Disrespect became your duo. Like, how did that happen? You just got paired up once magically and you guys liked each other's company? Because like that's
yeah, dude, that was I mean by far the craziest moment, and like in my gaming and streaming and content creation career, getting to play with someone that has paved the way for so many other people that stream and do this thing, but also someone that I've looked up to since the very beginning of even starting streaming. I every time I play with Doc, I tell people this all the time. Like, I have to literally, even the first time I played with him, I told myself, I was like, dude, okay,
don't fanboy.
I was like, do not fan. Wait till the end. Like, wait till the end. You could tell him at the end, like, you can say, yo, Doc, listen, I respect you, thank you for doing your thing, but like, give him what he wants when I start playing with him, which is just give him energy, let him feed off that so he can do his thing. And that was, one time I was, the way I found out, he was live one time after the whole, Twitch ordeal. He was live on YouTube again. And, since he was looking for someone to play in the upcoming, Warzone tourneys with as a duo. And some people were in his chat, like, sending donos, being like, yo, check out ZLaner. He streams over on Facebook. Like, go check him out. And obviously, the way I obviously knew that, and he had read that dono out loud. Like, so he read it out loud. He said my name. And I was like, okay, he's obviously not going to search me up. And that's completely fine. He gets told, there's a million different people he's getting told to search up right now.
No one searches that shit.
There's no way you can physically search all these people. People tell us to search up.
When you're streaming, of course not.
No, there's no way. But I said, he read the dono out loud. He might subconsciously somewhere in there remember the name. So while he was still live, I messaged my editor. I just said, hey, listen, we're not going to do anything like weird, like, but just send me over like a little clip of montages, a couple of my 50 bombs, a couple of like crazy hype moments, even show him a little of the comedic and energetic side, because I know he'll maybe enjoy that. And just a quick, I think it was like a minute Twitter post.
Yeah.
And at the beginning of the Twitter post, it was just me saying, listen, if Doc does need a teammate. It was me during one of my live streams where someone came in and said, yo, Doc was talking about on stream. And I was like, yeah, listen, if he needs a duo for these tourneys coming up, tell him I'm ready. Tell him I'm good to go. Like, I'm ready, man. And we threw that at the beginning, and then the montage for like just a couple seconds. And then I posted it on Twitter, and I just said, hey, listen, two-time, if you need someone, I'm here. I'm ready.
Yeah.
And 15 minutes after I posted it, he was in my DMs, and he just said, warm up, like, you want to run tomorrow? And I was live at the time, and my reaction was just, I don't know. It was the craziest thing ever, man. I was ecstatic. It was mind blowing.
So you started streaming on Facebook? Why Facebook?
I started streaming on Twitch.
Yeah, well, at the time, where were you on Facebook?
Good
contract?
I started streaming on Facebook because when I was streaming on Twitch, I was streaming on Twitch for maybe like 8 months before I switched to Facebook. And, to no real success, no traction, couple of fans, whatever, that would come back every now and then. And there was this one time where I was just playing, doing my own thing, pubbing, and I had happened to kill this player. I didn't know I killed this person, but I just killed this person named Dimes, who I freaking love this guy. His whole community, he had, like, no joke, 4,000 concurrents over on Facebook at that time playing Fortnite. His whole community starts flooding into my Twitch chat because I had like Twitch ZLaner in my thing, and they come over and they say like, yo, you just killed Dimes. I was like, I'm sorry, like, I'm not sure who that is. And they're like, he streams on Facebook. I was like, people stream on Facebook? I was like, I didn't even know. I mean, I know people go live on Facebook. Gaming people do that. And so I searched him up. I was like, whatever. And then he was like, yeah, he wants to play. He wants to play. I was like, okay, cool. Let's do it. And so we linked up for duos. And he told me the good word of FB and said, yeah, it's great. I mean, it's got the algorithm, and it's a little bit different. YouTube and Facebook work a little differently than Twitch, right? I guess. I don't know exactly how it works, but I know it's maybe not like this anymore, but I know that, like, the biggest viewers are always at the top, and then, so it's kind of harder to, I guess, gain traction sometimes. So yeah, I told him, I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a try. I made a page, did all that stuff, and went live, did a couple streams, and started playing with him pretty regularly. And he was gracious enough to share his audience and shine a light on me at that time, and so they enjoyed my content as well. And that's sort of how it started. And then I was there maybe I think it was like 2.5 years until the whole thing happened with Doc and Warzone and all that stuff. So I was grinding Fortnite, doing that, and I was streaming full time at the time. I was anywhere from like 500 to near the end of it, like over 1,000 currents on Fortnite for a while, and then Warzone was when it took it to another level for sure.
How was your performance the first time you played with him in the tournament? Did you go off? Did you know that you had to go off?
Dude, I feel like I went off. They're one of the most iconic COD clips. Biased, I'm in it, so is Doc like doing this Doc cast of me, and it's so funny too because everybody in the chat, like when this moment happened, I was just like, dude, this is incredible, because everyone was saying like, you broke the Doc cast. Like usually he's gonna he goes into Doc cast mode and then you instantly die. You know what I mean? Yeah. But we were in this tourney, end of the tourney, 2v2 kill race, and it was everyone else was dead. We just needed a few more kills, whatever, and it was at the very, very end game. And yeah, I just had my way and popped off, clutched up the game, and yeah, it was a super hype moment. That might have been the first tournament we played. Maybe we had played one before that. I'm not sure, but yeah, it was kind of around when we had first started playing.
Have you ever met him in person?
I've still not met him in person. No. I mean, the whole like everything to do with the pandemic has kind of slowed stuff down for like IRL events and stuff, right? So I haven't really. Things are starting to open up again now, obviously, but yeah, hopefully at some point.
Look, as a survivor of COVID, most recently, I got to tell you, with good reason. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because I got sick and I didn't know how it happened. Well, I knew how it happened, but I did, like you just never know who's got it, and fucking it took me down. And it humbled me, man. It fucked me up.
Yeah.
I mean, it also saved me like 2 to 3 months in the gym because I lost 16 pounds.
There you go.
And I don't have to work out for the rest of the year, which is fucking awesome. But yeah, no, it's good. I'm glad that it's opening up. I think Australia, Western Australia. I have a friend there. He's a graffiti writer. Writes wasn't. He just posted on his Instagram that Perth is now open for business because they've been like literally isolated for so long.
Wow.
Since the pandemic, like no one's been able to come in, no one's been able to go out yet, but come in no one has, which is like fucking weird to me that for a whole year to 2 years, like no one has come into that country. Like that's fucking crazy.
That actually is, that's crazy.
Yeah, and they've gone through a lot too, right? With the fucking fires and the poor koalas. Like I donated a bunch for the koala. I just love koalas, man.
It's crazy, all during like the same time, like just like pandemic, and then that. It's just it's insane.
It was bad. Let's take a quick break. Let me say hello to sponsors, and we'll be right back. The first sponsor of today happens to be DoorDash. Now, DoorDash has been around for a very, very long time, so you guys have heard the spiel on it, so I'm just going to make it super brief for you, okay? I know that you're a busy person as much as I'm a busy person, and I go day to day, going from meeting to meeting, and sometimes I forget to eat. And sometimes I forget to order food to get to my house at the exact time that I get to, right? And this is where DoorDash has been able to help me make sure that I don't go hungry or that I don't starve myself to death by overworking, okay? So let me ask you something. What do you want to eat tonight? Maybe you want home-cooked favorite, but you don't feel like going to the store. Or you want something exciting and new, but you would rather stay in tonight, and DoorDash can connect you to everything that you want whenever and however you want it, right? It's time to get back out there. But if you're not quite ready for a full-blown adventure, there's still ways to explore the world from a comfort of your home with DoorDash, right? With DoorDash, you don't need to travel far to experience something new. From your favorite local restaurants, over 300,000 restaurants across the United States, Canada, Australia, along with, like I was saying, you can get drinks, snacks, and other household items from the grocery store now too. Whether you're craving late night ice cream or forget the one key ingredient for dinner, or maybe you just need to stock up for the week. With DoorDash, get everything you want in just one application. Ordering is easy. And your orders will be left outside your door safely with the new contactless delivery service. Okay, and right now, for a limited time, our listeners can get 25% off and zero delivery fees on their first order of $15 or more. And I gotta tell you something. Treat yourself. Order something that's more than $15. What are you getting? A sandwich? You're getting a single hash brown? Come on, get and treat yourself for something good. Ordering is easy, as you guys just saw. So $15 more is is what you need to spend in order to get 25% off when you download the DoorDash application and enter code EAVESDROP. That's 25% off up to a $10 value and 0 delivery fees on your first order when you download the DoorDash application in the App Store and enter code EAVESDROP. Don't forget, that's code Eavesdrop. The link will be in the description down below to make it super easy for you to just click on it, go download it, type in code Eavesdrop, and get your discount right as you order your meals. Another sponsor coming by for the second time is Surfshark. Let's talk about your online protection because, frankly, you could use some. If you don't have some, you could use some. Websites, hackers, various third parties are all gathering all your information and they are all selling it to third parties, right? You can avoid all of that with a VPN. The VPN hides your location and makes it more difficult to identify you from a crowd of users. Think about VPN as a safety net from any bad guys that are trying to target you. And it doesn't end there, right? It doesn't end there at all. You can, you know those pop-ups that say unavailable in your location? Well, you can now forget about those if you have a VPN. You can switch your virtual location and access content. I'm not going to tell you from when. I've given you plenty of examples, right? You have this one application that you usually watch The Office in, and The Office is no longer there. Well, why don't you change your location to somewhere maybe in Australia, maybe in the United Kingdom, right? Like they may have those series available for you, and this is a good way to get around it. I mean, you're paying for it. Might as well get the content that you're paying for, especially if it was already given it to you, right? Another reason is that let's say that you're the type of person who likes to have safety net for your safety net. Well, Surfshark has your back. You can have more protection if you add a data leak detection service system called Surfshark Alert, our antivirus and private search engine. So try Surfshark risk-free with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Get Surfshark VPN at surfshark.com/HECZ with a 3, that's H3CZ, and enter promo code HECZ, H3CZ, for 83% off and an extra 3 months for free. You heard me right, 3 months extra for free when you go to the link that's listed in the description down below, which is surfshark.deals/HECZ. All right, so that's surfshark.deals/HECZ. So yeah, link in the description. Make it super easy for you to go check it out. The next sponsor is something that Maddie here at the headquarters loves, and it is honey. I've started to use it lately, but I don't use it as much as Matt does. Honey. So honey, what is it, right? What is it? Imagine you're shopping on one of your favorite sites, whether it's Target, whether it's Best Buy, well, you name it, Walmart, you name it, right? And you add a whole bunch of items into your cart. When you get to the checkout screen, there is a nice little button that says apply coupons. Once you apply coupons, Honey will start running and searching the entirety of the internet. You do it within seconds, mind you. How? Don't ask me. I don't know about that super high technology that we have seen. Okay? You apply the coupons and you wait a few seconds as Honey searches for coupons that it can help find for that one specific site and get you a working coupon, and all you have to do is sit there and watch your prices drop. You can get a discount, right? Like what you don't imagine, like there's billions of dollars have been saved using the apply coupon from Honey at checkout. That's what we did, right? Like I think Maddie used it on Pizza Hut once. He like applied it, got a pizza for free or something. It was pretty good. Anyway, to wrap it all up for you, right? You can do yourself a solid and support the show at the same time by downloading it. I'd never recommend something that I don't use or that we don't use here at the headquarters, so you can be happy about that. But you can get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/eavesdrop. That is joinhoney.com/EAVESDROP. The link will be in the description down below to make it easy. But again, that's joinhoney.com/EAVESDROP. Get the savings. Be about your paper, man. Stack, save. Wealthfront. Look at that. We're talking about money. And here we are with Wealthfront. What is Wealthfront? Well, let me start by saying that 2022 is for new beginnings. The beginning of a new year is a great time for you to finally start things like diets, failed, workout routines, attempted but also failed. Or are you thinking about your financial future? Even if you don't plan on getting off of your couch in 2022, you should at the very least do one responsible thing while you sit there. Check out wealthfront.com, and I'll leave a link in the description down below to make it super easy for you to access it, right? But look, we all have regrets, right? One of my biggest regrets is the fact that I didn't start saving and I didn't start investing my money way earlier than I should have. Like, I saw it. I knew that I was supposed to be doing it, and I still didn't do it. And that is one of my biggest regrets. Don't wait like I did. Go to wealthfront.com to go check it out. Look, a lot of investments applications make it easy for you to start trading, but just because it's easy, it doesn't mean that you know what you're doing, right? Wealthfront makes it easy for you to invest and easy to grow your savings with a diversified portfolio that balances your other riskier bets. You can start investing in no time with Wealthfront's classic portfolio or make it your own with things that you care about, things that you believe in, socially responsible funds, technology, crypto, trust, or hundreds of other investments that are readily available for you to check out. Wealthfront was designed by financial experts to help you turn your good ideas into great investments without the hassle of doing everything on your own. If you can get help, you should get it, and Wealthfront is the website that can help you get that done. Don't want to spend hundreds of hours trying to lower your tax bill? They help you do that. Not sure how to rebalance your portfolio? They help you do that. What is rebalancing? They'll tell you. They do it for you automatically. Wealthfront is trusted with over $28 billion in assets, helping nearly 500,000 people build their wealth. To start building your wealth and get $5,000 managed for free for life, go to wealthfront.com/EAVES. That's Eves. Drop the drop. It's just Eves. Wealthfront.com/Eve. That is WEALTHFRONT.com/EAVES to start building your wealth. Like I said, I'll put the link in the description down below to make it super easy. But please do be about your paper, care about your future, get on the right path to financial freedom by investing now, right? No hassle. Check it out. Link in the description. Back to my man, ZLaner. And we're back. So again, huge shout out again to Honey, DoorDash, Surfshark, and of course Wealthfront. I wanted to ask you about the so you haven't met him in person yet because of obviously the pandemic and all that. Mm-hmm. I have.
Yes.
I met him in person in 2011. Wow. When he was still Dr. Disrespect. He was also doing Randy. He was also doing Alexander Rodrigo. Have you ever seen that?
I've never seen that.
Have you ever gone back to look at his original content?
But I never saw that. Like I went back and like I've seen like the story of Doc and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But I know that when he like his first YouTube video that he posted was like the Doc, right? Yeah. It was like that. Yeah. So I haven't seen any of that stuff though. The Randy
he's a fucking genius filmmaker.
Oh man!
Like, I mean, not surprising to anyone, I'm sure, but he created this character called Randy, obviously random. Like, mm-hmm. He created this Randy who wants to be like Dr. Disrespect, like the actual, Doc, right? But he's got this fucking Steven Seagal-esque form of filming and music, and you should watch it. It's some really. It's good. It's like
Dude,
from
I
I respect him as a creative, and I don't do that with a lot of people. Mm-hmm. I've been, what I mean? Like I have this one thing where if you're not a creative, if you don't create cool shit, if you're not like that, then I won't give you props for being a creative, right? Yeah. Like anyone can upload videos and do that, but unless you're a creative person, like this is different. And there's nothing wrong with being either or the other one, but he's got a mind for a creative mind to create these fucking characters, to create the storylines, and I'm sure he had a little bit of help from his friends, but not nothing over. Like I think he was like the go forward.
Yeah, well, if you throw it around like you're a creative, it just loses its value.
Yeah,
right? Like Doc is a creative. Like When I say that he has inspired people like myself and so many others, I mean it's a fact. This dude has been literally at the face of Twitch and then doing all he's been at the top for a while now, and he's done it in a way that just building this phenomenal Champions Club, this phenomenal storyline. He's all about the storyline. He's all about the universe. He's all about, it's just utilizing the stadium and the freaking just everything to really take it to the next level. Because before that, it was really just everybody. You got your webcam, you're behind there, you're playing a video game, right? And I mean, he's still doing that and dominating, but he's just adding that extra element to it that everybody loves.
Yeah, so. But let's be clear on something, right? Like the Dr. Disrespect was ahead of his time in 2011 and 2010, 2011, to the point to where he didn't gain enough traction, like at all, to the point to where he couldn't make a living off of that. So he had to move on to go and do work in the industry, work at Call of Duty, create maps and design maps and this, that, and the other. And then one day decided to turn the camera back on and trying out a project that failed. Was it good? Absolutely. But the audience wasn't ready for Doc back then. So when he came back and people were ready for this fucking force that was about to happen, like it truly was what it was supposed to be from the beginning, which is like, this dude is bringing something new to the table that's good. It pushes the space forward because it allows people to realize that, yeah, you can turn on the camera and that's good enough, but you could also act. You could also innovate. I mean, obviously Code Miko, right, with her digital fucking character avatar like that. Like this thing is still undiscovered grounds. Like everybody's 100%. Still experimenting.
Yeah, it's not just like you have to be. I always tell people too, like whenever anyone asks, like, I want to stream, but I'm not great at games, and I'm like, dude, if you like live streaming, creating this content, it's either people watch you because you're really, really good at the game you play, and you don't need technically need an insane personality. You're just insane at the game. People love to watch how crazy you are.
Yeah.
Or they love your personality and they love what you're bringing to the table in that way. Or a little mixture of both. Maybe you're insane at the game and you got a little bit of a personality as well. And it's really those few things. And so you don't need to be the craziest gamer ever. And you can still, do your thing. And that's because, like you said, the space is completely undiscovered. You could just go in and people will just vibe with who you are. So it's kind of cool in that way.
You just don't know what people want to watch. You don't know what people want to watch until you put it in front of it, man. It's the fucking try everything before giving up.
Literally. I heard John Mayer talking about songwriting one time, and it was the same thing. He said, like, he will write all these songs for this album and he'll put it out and he'll think that this is the one. You know what I mean? This is the one right here. And then like the B-side track becomes the Grammy winning song. And then the one he thought was like, and that now it's gotten him to a point where he's like, he doesn't even think about which one's going to be the one, right? It's like, just put it out there and the public, they will decide what one is the one. So yeah.
Yeah, that's when pro players talk about, like, we don't want this gun in here because the fans aren't going to like it. Shut the fuck up. No, you don't. And listen, I respect every single pro player. Like, this is just me talking as a spectator, not as a team owner. But, sometimes I think we get too how do I say this? Sometimes we get too close to what we do that we often are blinded to what the reality of our situation is. Like, we can continue to do dope shit and try to innovate, but people sometimes just want to see what you're good at, and that's that, right? People just want to see what you're best at, and innovating sometimes works, and playing a different game sometimes works, but sometimes it's just like, it's okay with just giving them what they want. But it's the ones that take the risk that are like Doc, right? Like right now he's playing fucking Elden Ring, and I'm like, I would be afraid to switch from a Call of Duty stream to something else. Like Courage obviously does that a lot. Went from, know what I mean? It's
crazy how that impacts literally every creator from the top to the bottom. Like it really does. Like people, I try my best to just like not be focusing on the numbers, not focusing on this and that like everyone says to do, but it's tough from time to time, just wanting to say, oh, hey, I'm going to try this. I'm going to branch out. I'm going to do this, that was like with me with Fortnite. When I switched from Fortnite to Call of Duty or back to COD, back to Warzone or over to Warzone, I dropped maybe a few hundred concurrents, but then it ended up working out. It ended up like even before I had met Doc, I was doing my streams on Warzone were better than they were on Fortnite, and then that whole thing took place.
Yeah, man, I think Fortnite had such a, still obviously massive game, obviously, right? Like the amount of people that play that shit is still massive, but I don't know what happened in that little period where they allowed for the Tims and the Ninjas and the Nick Mercs to go play something else, dude. You know what I mean? Like when you have, and then and it's not something that the player wants to do either, right? Because they loved playing, Fortnite, right? The same way that Nick Mercs loved playing Call of Duty, Warzone, and now he's playing Apex. Now he loves that. Like, I wonder if Apex is gonna look at what other people have done, and not do that same mistake.
Dude, I thought about that same thing, because I've even had conversations about that before as well, because some people really don't like. I don't think content creators make games completely. Yeah, obviously that's just a fact, but they have a massive all these massive content creators dipping around the same time. Like, cause I remember the season, it was like, I think it was when the mechs were coming out. I know Courage dipped, Tim dipped. Just when you have all these forces in the content creation world that everybody is watching that are at the top, and they're all dipping off to different games. Yeah, your game's not going to die. Fortnite's still around, but it's obviously those people are going to watch their favorite streamer and they're like, oh, they're playing this game now, I'm going to go try it out. And then maybe they get hooked on that. And it's like, that really it is how it works. I mean, that's why we run ads for everything on the planet. We're trying to market stuff all the time, right? So it's crazy.
And Call of Duty obviously had the biggest that came from Fortnite, and they didn't do the right things. They allowed them to leave. All they had to do was fix fix something, right? Fix all the problems that people were very boisterous about, or at least make an effort, or at least reach out and be like, hey, yo, don't leave yet. 1 month. Give us 1 month. We got fucking.
That's one thing I've always said. Whenever I'm making tweets, whenever I'm talking about the issues that are going on, I'm always like, I'm just like. Even just tell us, even just a little bit of transparency of like, do you even know this is happening right now? Or because sometimes it feels like, you know what I'm saying? Like, stuff can go for quite some time where you're like, do you even know what's going on in your own game right now? But, I don't know. The way I also try to think about it too is like, these companies aren't they're trying to make the most money they can make. They don't want their game to die, even though sometimes it might look like they're trying to kill their own game. Like, obviously they're not trying, they're a company. They're a company and they want to make money. And so, but sometimes it's just weird how, I don't know where it gets lost in translation, like where the screw up is, but yeah, it's just weird sometimes. It doesn't feel like it's getting to them. I don't know. But right, the hacker issue for so long in Warzone, it's almost like now people just like accept it and like live with it and play with it. I mean, we got Ricochet now, and it's I will say that it's better, but I mean, I'm still running into hackers every now and then for sure. Like it's still messing with I died to TTV ZLaner the other day in a 2v2 tournament, like freaking hacked out of his mind, bro.
If you think about it, like, people who are hacking with your name on it just keeps on. I mean, you've been accused, obviously, you've had accusations against you.
Oh yeah.
Do you take it as I've too have been bullied online recently?
Yes.
And from that one play that was so, to me, average, because I do it all the time. I just it didn't bother me. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, they're obviously wrong, right? But how did you deal with that, man? It couldn't have been easy.
Well, it all stemmed from obviously like starting to play with Doc, and then starting to have more people even know who because like I've been gaming, forever. I mean, if they watch me back on Fortnite, I was never receiving any accusations from any of my fan base forever. But then the second that I have this massive fan base from like playing with Doc all the time that sees me, who know who I am, and then my own fan base growing a little bit, gaining traction, it started to be. To me, I know what it is. Obviously, I know it's people trying to just grab their piece of the pie and wanting to like hone in on a very easily manipulated demographic that's always going to exist on the internet. I know that that's what it is. But yeah, for a while, I mean, honestly, for me, it was more so the only reasons I would ever get like irritated by it was like, man, I put a lot of time into gaming, man. I've played my whole life. I put a lot of time into it. I've went to LANs. I mean, the goalposts are always going to be moved back. I've been to LANs. I've placed in all the tourneys and done very well. And it's just never enough. And I've done everything I can do. I did a few. The only thing I ever did to combat it ever was I said, okay, I'm going to do. I think I did maybe 3 total addressing the accusations videos. Yeah. That did pretty well, so thank you to the accusers. But I did a couple of videos like that where I, set up some cams, did whatever, did live stuff, unboxed controllers, freaking like everything I could think to do to prove whatever I could do. And then I left it at that because I was like, listen, if you still do not believe me, there's nothing I'm ever going to be able to say or do. Because I know at the core of it, you don't actually really care whether or not I'm hacking. I think you just don't want to see me succeed. I that's what I know it is now. So I've turned it into a moment where it's like any publicity is good publicity, and that's what it ended up being for sure, because a lot of people know me for that. Like there's no doubt about it. But shout out to the people that don't actually eat it up and believe it. So
yeah, to me, obviously, I've been around long enough to see it, right? Like there's programs, there's fucking like shit that you don't even fucking know about, right? But like people will know immediately, and nothing like a doc is not going to risk his own reputation by playing with somebody who may be fucking cheating, right? Yeah,
you're not gonna sign me to the team if I'm gonna if you ever think I'm possibly. That's the other thing I say all the time too. Well, why? I mean, if it ever does get brought up, I'm like, you are questioning, like people will be like from even Doc's community. Some people, I mean, the Champs Club, like I have nothing but love because they absolutely they become like I freaking love them. They're extremely supportive of stuff I do. But you always, like I said, you always have those people that are just like they'll be like, I can't believe Doc can't see that Z is. It's like you're really saying that, like, so Tim and Hex and Doc and all these different people that have had me involved now, you're questioning their ability to break this stuff down and even be able to see it. People that have been in the scene forever and they know what stuff looks like. I mean, obviously stuff can slip by, but it's just like, I don't know. You really think that?
The good thing about the internet is that anyone and everyone who's doing something bad, illegal, or not good it's always gonna come out. There's never been a single 100%. Case where somebody doesn't get caught for the bullshit that they're doing. What's his name? Fucking Symphony, right? Another dude. Like, I've snuck up behind him several times, him unexpectedly, and scared him on stream.
Yeah.
No red boxes, no fucking. I mean, I don't know if that's the only things, right? Like, but I've done it. I've seen it, and he hasn't been like,
whoa, let me hide all this stuff.
Don't fucking look here. Yeah. And that's like the first reaction that somebody would have if somebody was doing something
100%, 100%.
I walked in on Scump jerking off once, and he was like, "Whoa!" I'm kidding. No, I did not.
Dude. No, but that really is like Sim is a great example because he has. I've had to take inspiration from him, man, because that is something that he's dealt with aggressively from Symphony, and he trolls the hell out of everybody, man. He'll post his Instagram clips, his Twitter clips, just an insane flick, and then like hit markers through a wall, full kill someone. People like see that in clip form, all the time, but these are clips of a year long of content creation where he's doing this all day long during a 12-hour stream, and he misses freaking every single time. And then just one time where he does hit this thing, it's like, oh, he's got to be hacking, because they're only seeing that. That's the other part of it too. Like with my stuff, if anyone, I tell them too, like, come watch my stream for like an hour, a couple hours, like come watch for a few hours if you really want to.
Donate while you're there.
Donate while you're there, like the stream. Yeah, but and I don't know, you could probably like see, but again, obviously, people can hide stuff. So, like I said, I've done everything else I can. But to what you said earlier, I also completely, truly believe that people that are doing stuff, it will 100% come out at another time or other. And I've tweeted at Call of Duty. I've done stuff where I'm just like, yo, listen, please sweep my account. Can you guys do anything to like just let these people know? But then again, like I said about the goalpost, man, I'm telling you, these people are delusional. It's like, oh yeah, but you're whitelisted. God, you're making too much money for a multi-billion-dollar company for them to. What do you mean?
They don't know how economics work.
Literal crumbs is what I'm giving Call of Duty. Literal crumbs is what I'm giving them. I could disappear tomorrow and they won't even notice. So like, what are you, whitelist? What are you talking about?
Yeah, there isn't whitelist. There should be a whitelist. I think every single pro player who has competed and won championships should not get a challenger's placement on there. They should start at pro, right? And
yeah,
only
stuff like that makes sense. Yeah.
Like pros should have that thing because and then play that way, right? Because if pros are able to play at the highest level of challengers in the ranking system that I'm talking about, not actual challengers where people compete, but in game. Rank play challenger status, like there should be pros, and you should have a label that says I won a championship. This is I'm a pro. This is like something that proves pro. Right. Because it's also cool for challengers to know that, hey, they see the name and shit, right? Yeah. They see the name and they recognize who these, Scump is, Dash, etc. Yeah. Although Dashy, I don't think plays rank. I think he plays Valorant, on his off time. But I think that should be, at the very least, it's something cool to do for the players.
Yeah, man, 100%. I've always said that too, even with like stuff like Warzone. Have like, I don't know, for winning certain tourneys, like doing whatever, just have like some kind of cosmetic item in the game. Doesn't give you any advantage, just something that like lets people know that, hey, listen, you're that guy. Someone on the team, you're that guy.
You're that guy. Speaking of, you're the third highest earning competitor. Say it again. 13th highest. Thank you. Matt doesn't know how to put ones in front of the threes. The 13th highest earner. Obviously, with your popularity now and the sort of fan base that you've developed, opportunities come left and right. Not just sponsorships, but maybe sometimes business. Are you considering any like side hustles or anything else that you're doing out there?
I don't know about like. Yeah, I mean, maybe at some point, who knows? I'm kind of just going with the flow. For me, one thing that I've always told even my fan base is that, like, yes, I'm a competitive person and I absolutely love to compete, but for me, like, it's the content, it's the stream, that is my number one. That's my favorite thing to do by far. So, I've had little sparks of motivation. Like I would say over the last year, I've been pretty burnt out of Warzone, I'd say. And still grind the game, still play it a lot, but I focus more on the content. I just enjoy that more. When I do have the flame burning under my ass for like really getting into it and I'm loving the game because it's not riddled with hackers and all this different stuff that just like kind of demotivates the whole thing, then I mean, I want to grind, I want to do my thing, I want to be the best. But I mean, that's not what I'm always thinking about. I'm always more so thinking about the content and I always want people to know me more so as content creator, professional gamer. That is more so what I prefer to be known as, because that's what I prefer to do. I prefer to entertain people and make them laugh, make them have a good time, enjoy their thing. And if I win a couple of tourneys while I'm doing it, then that's great.
Awesome. There was a situation that happened where you as a Twitch streamer weren't allowed to play with Doc for a long time, but you chose otherwise. You chose to do what you needed to do to continue to play with your dude.
Yeah. I mean, there was when I was kind of talking to different platforms about resign, when I was talking to my agency about which platforms I'd want to do, there was never a question. Like I wasn't going to talk to Twitch and I can never play with Doc again. You know what I mean? Like I'm not going to do that. I mean, especially during the time where we're playing all the time, and I mean, we still do. I mean, we play very regularly. So I was just like, nah. I mean, I'm already doing my thing over here. I feel good on FB. I was streaming on YouTube for a while, and I was doing a few different streams. So that was really the only two that were on the table ever. Like I never, like when they came to me, they were like, do you even want us to sort of check out Twitch? I was like, nah, it's okay. Yes.
That's commendable, man, because when money gets involved and your career's taking off, you often find yourself doing the safest, surest thing to do. And Twitch would have been that, Twitch would have been that for you. So, huge hats and tips tippable to you, because a lot of people would have, I mean, I don't know what I would have done, right? Like if I was in your shoes, because your career matters, but also relationships matter. Yeah, and this dude, for he did sort of put you on to a different level of that you were. So that's super cool of you, man. I respect that a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah. So when do you think? What do you think your first, like, what is the first interaction with you and Doc in person like? Because he's a fucking massive, tall guy.
6'8", man.
Legs like the tripods that hold these cameras.
I don't know if he's gonna want to hear that. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
He sent me a picture of I sent him some hex quarter socks once, and he sent me a picture of them, and I'm like, wow, those are some skinny legs, dude. He's like, fuck. No, he's one of a kind, that dude, for sure.
Dude, I don't even know, man. Probably like, definitely won't be dunking on him. Like, we won't be doing some kind of like 1v1 b-ball session. I don't know. I just can't wait to meet him, man. I'm like I said before, I'm just a fan that now gets to freaking game with someone that he's looked up to forever. I make the most Canadian example ever to my stream. It's like a kid in the AAA hockey, getting to play with Sidney Crosby now, and or Wayne Gretzky. You know, like you get to play with your idol. You know, and it's gotten to a point now where, like I said, I made sure to tell myself, like, listen, you cannot be fanning all the time. He's not gonna. It's weird. People don't want to hear that. Yeah. You know what I mean? You gotta act normal, fit in, and it's gotten to a point now where we buddy. You know, it's like we're messaging, tweet, like stuff like that. He'll we'll hit each other up behind the scenes, and it's just crazy. It's even like that. But I still am just a massive fan. So when I meet him, I don't know. I'm gonna give him a big old kiss.
I've been a fan of his since D-Treats put me on him in fucking 2010. Immediately became a fan. I'm like, this is fucking hilarious. Anyway, any upcoming projects that you're looking forward to this year, or anything that you wanna say before we take off?
I don't know, man. I'm just streaming, just creating content, just on all my socials. And that's it, man. I'm kind of just going with the flow. What I told myself with Fortnite, and like I said, content creator over pro. And I only say that because, you know, and I will still put the time, and I'll still be grinding the game all the time and trying to win these and place well and do well in these games I play. But, you know, with Fortnite, when that started to die out for me, when that passion died out, I was just like, I stuck with it for a little bit. And I said, there will be another thing. I mean, there always is. Mm-hmm. Whether it takes a year, 3 years, 4 years, whatever it's going to be, there will be another Fortnite. There will be another Warzone. There will be another whatever. I'll just stick it out for a bit. And right now, I still enjoy Warzone. I enjoy where it's at. And who knows? You know, another spark can be reignited. I know Warzone 2. Yeah. There's lots of exciting stuff coming up. But to be honest, for me, I feel like I'm always going to just jump to whatever like the biggest of the biggest thing is and try to be as good. That was when we were talking earlier about when I was how I said when I was a kid, I always wanted to be better than my friends. The games I played, we would always just be playing the biggest thing, which at the time was COD and all that kind of stuff. So it's the same mindset I have now, man. I always enjoy playing the newest, biggest thing and just trying to be as good as I can at that. So yeah, just going to go with the flow, stick with Warzone for now and do my thing.
Well, enjoy it, man, and enjoy it as much and as far as you can, because this is just getting started, right? And the more that you enjoy it today, the better you're going to be off in the future when everything changes. You know, like, I mean, who knows what the next iteration of the internet looks like or games look like. Yeah. Like, we don't know. So thank you for finally coming on, man. I know that we've tried to do this a couple of times, and because of my schedule, your schedule, we sort of always missed each other. Mm-hmm. Super happy to have you on Optic. Obviously, like it feels good to sort of be back with Optic and have like heavy hitters like you and everybody else that's involved. Like I truly am having the best time of my life. I mean, this event like alone has sort of reinvigorated my love for not just Optic, but the Green Wall and what I still owe to them for changing my life the way that they have. So I appreciate you being a part of that, man.
Dude, I'm so grateful to be a part of it. I was talking to Scump about this when I first came up. Well, very briefly, I was just saying something like along the lines of it's so crazy how full circle things really have come, because it truly was the Scumps and yourself and Optic and all this stuff growing up, FaZe, Optic, everyone growing up watching competitive COD that and now to be amongst the people that inspired me to even start doing this stuff, it just doesn't even, it's crazy. It's crazy how that circle happens.
Yeah.
And I'm super happy and grateful.
And it's gonna continue to happen, bro. Like this sort of moment that you had, people are gonna have with you. Like you're gonna go down this path wherever it leads you, where you're gonna be streaming or playing or duoing with somebody who grew up watching you. When you become 27, 28, there's gonna be a crack 22-year-old that says, "Dude, no bullshit. I've been watching you since I was like out of high school, as music class. Like I've been watching you this whole time."
That's awesome.
And that's those full circle moments are going to happen over and over again. And that's the beautiful thing about this. The amount of people that I'm working with now that have been watching me and Optic since they were kids, insane. In the cannabis side, like specifically, like 3-4 people that I'm working with now have been watching me for 10 years. And that to me is like the coolest thing ever, because I can only imagine what a freak out moment would be for me if I, got to work with fucking somebody that I admired from the beginning time. So anyway, thank you, man, for real. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for being, a good representative of Optic. I appreciate that. All his information in the description down below. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys enjoyed it, please remember to not leave without leaving a like. Having said that, and with that said, wait, that's my vlog outro. We'll just see you guys next time. Maddie, hit him with the music.